Yo, what up guys, this is your boy Legendary here, and today people, we're going to be doing another deck profile. I actually can't believe it, but I actually didn't do Asuka's deck, Alexis's deck. I did a duel with her and Yuzu, I think like 2 or 3 years back we did a duel with her. And I really thought I did a deck profile. I looked through my computer, I looked through my YouTube, all of that, and it wasn't there. I never actually made a deck profile for her. So, and I had her deck this entire time, so I don't know why it took me so long to make this deck. I really thought I did make it, but I didn't. But we're here today, and we're gonna showcase the deck. This is gonna be her GX deck from the anime, not from the manga, and it's not gonna include any of the cards that she used in Arc 5, because I'm still kind of unsure whether or not I should even add it, because you know, it's a different universe one, and you know, there's a different Jack, a different Aster, and all that stuff. So if I consider those decks separate, then her deck should be separate too. So I don't know. So I'm still debating on whether adding those or not. But I'm just gonna do her GX deck from the anime, pure as it's meant to be. And yeah, so yeah, let's just hop right into it. So first up, we have Cyber Blader, her fusion monster. I'm using the alternate artwork for it. Well, the anime artwork. The original monster is actually a level 6 monster, and then they made it into a level 7 because, I don't know, maybe they thought it would be too strong, because there's a spell card called Fusion Weapon that you can equip with it that only works on level 6 or lower, so that's why I chose the level 6 one. They have the same effect, everything's the same except for the level, so that way if you want to use Fusion Weapon with this card you actually can, because it's a level 6. But yeah, so that's Cyber Blader. It's a good card, it's okay. I wasn't even going to add it at first, but then I was like, alright, I had an extra room in my deck, so I was like, I'll just add the Poly just in case. But yeah, so there's Cyber Blader. Then we got the Cyber Angel monsters. We have Cyber Angel Izana, Cyber Angel Dakini, Cyber Angel Idaten, and Cyber Angel Benten. These are very good cards. They're all very strong. In the anime, they all were not that good because they didn't have all the extra effects that they got once they got made into the TCG, because they took years to finally make these cards, and for some reason they just took years to make them. But in a way, I'm kind of glad. It was kind of a blessing in disguise, because if they had made these cards back then, these cards would not have been good. But because they made these cards like a couple years back, they actually updated their effects and made them like search and do a bunch of extra stuff and recycle cards and pop stuff and all this other stuff. So they actually made them a lot better because they waited all these years to finally make them. So the Cyber Angels are actually good now. If they had their anime effects, they would have been bad. They wouldn't not have been worth even summoning. But they're actually very consistent, you know, once you get off their effects and stuff, and they can get up to pretty high attacks and do a lot of damage. So the Cyber Angels are really cool. Izana's the new one. I still don't have the physical card, but you know, this is old already by now. You guys should already know this card. But this essentially is similar to the Dakini. This actually gets rid of a monster, but this gets rid of a spell or trap card. And yeah, but they're all really good. I like the Cyber Angels a lot. I think they're pretty cool. Then we got 2 copies of Cyber Petit Angel for searchability. And then we got 2 copies of Cyber Angel Egg, and that's it. Yeah, these cards are just to help you get to your rituals, because I don't add copies of the rituals because each one of them is unique to me, and I don't like to add copies of them. This is a character deck, so you can argue that I shouldn't add 2 copies of these because she didn't have it, but it is what it is. I wanted to boost the consistency. Her deck is really bad. She doesn't have a lot of monsters either. She really doesn't have a lot of monsters to fill out the deck, so I kind of just decided to add 2 copies of these to help with the deck a bit. Everything else will be just one-ofs because that's how I like to do it. Alright, so then we got Blade Skater, we got Estoile Cyber, we got Cyber Tutu, we got Cyber Gymnast, and we got Cyber Prima. I'm using the anime effect of Cyber Prima, which is when it's summoned, you could destroy all spell cards on the field. It's a little bit stronger, and it works when it's special summoned, so that's fine. And then we also have Gemini Elf. It's just kind of like an extra card there. And then I also added the monsters that Alexis used in the duel against Jaden when she was possessed by the Society of Light, which was her kind of like ice themed deck. It wasn't all ice really, but they all look like ice monsters. But yeah, so we have White Knight Dragon, the ace of that deck. We have White Knight Queen. We have Snow Fairy, an anime card. Its effect is Your opponent cannot activate spell cards from their hand, nor activate spell cards during the turn they are set. So yeah, it just kind of stuns your opponent's spell cards. Then we got Cold Sleeper. This card kind of has an interesting effect. Basically, if it's destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you could target one of your unused monster card zones, and if you do, special summon the destroyed monster at the end of the battle phase, and that monster cannot change its battle position. The targeted monster card cannot be used during this duel. So it kind of like locks one, it freezes one of your zones, and when this is destroyed by battle, you get to bring a monster back onto the field but it can't attack. This card is really not that great in my opinion. I just added it because I just needed to add some monsters, because otherwise you can't just draw nothing but spells and traps, because then it's going to become very difficult. So I just added that in there, but I don't think that card is that great. We have Illusionized Sculpture. I think this card's a bit better. It basically becomes a copy. When it's summoned, you choose one of your monsters and it becomes a copy of that monster with its original attack and stuff. But yeah, so it's kind of like a clone, kind of like a copycat in a way. So that's actually a pretty good card. I actually like that a lot. That's the white cards, and that's pretty much it for all the monsters. It's just the Cyber Angels and then the white monsters that she used when she was possessed or whatever. Alright, next up we got the spell cards. The spell cards, we've got 3 copies of Machine Angel Ritual. She actually ran multiple copies of it, which is good, and they actually updated the effect in the TCG when they finally printed it and made it so it has some inherent protection, which is amazing. It protects your Cyber Angels from being destroyed, or any light monster from being destroyed by banishing it from the graveyard. So just that inherent protection from the graveyard just makes these cards really good. So yeah, Cyber Angel Ritual. Then we have some of the new support cards that came out from her Duelist pack, like Izana. We have Magnificent Machine Angel. It's a pretty great card. It basically boosts up the attack of your Cyber Angel Ritual monsters. It also tributes one, so that way it triggers off their effects, because they have effects that when they're tributed, or at least the lower leveled ones have effects that when they're tributed, they activate their effects. So this gives your Cyber Angel Ritual monster like 200 attack times the level of the monster you tributed until the end of the turn, and if it battles an opponent's special summon monster from the extra deck, that opponent's monster's effects are negated during the battle phase only. So that's really good. That can come in handy in against a lot of other character decks that really revolve around the extra deck, which is pretty much most of them nowadays. So that's a very good effect. I like that a lot. It's going to come very much in handy. Then we have the Merciful Machine Angel. I still don't have this card in real life, but essentially you could tribute a Cyber Angel Ritual monster, like I said, which triggers off their effect from your hand or field, which is great, to draw 2 cards, then place 1 card from your hand at the bottom of the deck, any card you want. For the rest of the turn, you cannot special summon other monsters except ritual monsters. So it locks you into rituals, which is fine because that's all you pretty much do in this deck. You only have 1 fusion. You'll rarely ever summon that fusion. Alright, next up we have Incarnated Machine Angel. This kind of protects your Machine Angels from being destroyed by battle, and if you take battle damage or take damage from an opponent's card effect, you could tribute 1 Cyber Angel Ritual monster from your hand or field to special summon 1 Cyber Angel Ritual monster from your hand. So it just kind of like brings it out, and it's treated as a ritual summon, so it allows you to kind of tribute summon without it. It allows you to kind of ritual summon without ritual summoning, so it's pretty cool. It's not bad. I definitely want to try that out. We got Ritual Sanctuary. We have Ritual Weapon for your level 6 rituals. We got Pot of Greed. We got Mystical Space Typhoon, the Warrior Returning Alive, Scapegoat, White Veil. So this was a card, like I said, that she used when she was possessed, and it's a really good card, very powerful, can help you get past back row and stuff. And then we got Polymerization, so you could go into your Cyberblader. And that's pretty much the spell cards right there. Now for the trap cards, we got her classic card, Double Passé. We have Angel Blast, an anime card. This basically negates a monster effect that would destroy monster cards on the field, so it's pretty good for that. You could tech it out if you're facing a character deck that doesn't really have monster effects that pop monsters or whatever. But yeah, just add that in because most do. At least 1 or 2. We got Hollowed Life Barrier, we got Spirit Barrier, we got Call of the Haunted, we got Spell Shield Type 8, and we got Solemn Judgment. And that's pretty much it for her trap cards. She has some pretty decent trap cards, some good defensive cards. It's not that bad. The one thing that's missing in her deck, in my opinion, in terms of weaknesses, is she definitely needs more draw power. Not only that, but she also needs in her monsters, like these cards are great, These cards are amazing, but she just needs more. She needs more. Cyber Tutu Bond from the Arc V anime is a good card. I would have loved to add it, but like I said, I didn't want to add any Arc V cards in here. I just wanted it to be pure GX anime only. But yeah, I wish she either had more copies of some of her monsters, or she had more monsters of these types just to fill out the deck a bit more and that have effects that actually work with the Cyber Angel rituals more. But yeah, what she needs more than anything, I just think, is draw power. Like I wish she had Graceful Charity, maybe Card of Sanctity with its anime effect, but if not, just Graceful Charity would have been fantastic. Because then you would draw 3, discard 2, will help set up your graveyard and stuff and all that. Yeah, just more draw power, maybe a little bit more search, because this deck does search a lot once you have all the ritual monsters, but you know, sometimes getting to the ritual monsters can be kind of difficult because you got to have all the right materials and stuff, and she doesn't search a lot. If she had searchers for her warrior monsters, you know, yeah, her warrior monsters and stuff, or searchers for these guys to get them out faster, that would be great. But I don't know, that's what her deck is missing. A little bit more search for the tributes that you need to summon the rituals, and also just draw power. She really, really desperately needs draw power to get to what she needs faster, and maybe multiple copies of monsters and stuff. But yeah, so that's her main deck right there. I'm gonna get through her side deck real quick. So we got Stray Lambs. I thought I had a copy of this, but I don't, so I printed it out. We have Fusion Gate, Fusion Recovery, Defusion, and Fusion Weapon. I didn't add these cards in the main deck because she only has 1 fusion, so you can't dedicate so many fusion cards to the deck when you only have 1 fusion to summon, and that fusion isn't like that amazing. It's okay, it's not bad, but it's definitely not worth bricking your deck. Like literally, if you draw these cards, it'd be a brick because you only have 1 fusion to go for, so these cards are just going to be dead draws the whole time. So do not, I recommend do not. If you want to add it for fun and test it out, fine, go ahead, but I just don't think it's worth it. The deck already bricks hard enough. It's already difficult enough to get the deck going. And if you want to add these cards, it's just going to make the deck even more bricky for no reason, because you have all these fusion cards and you don't even have enough fusions to make it. Like obviously in Jaden's deck this could work because he has so many fusions. His deck focuses around summoning fusions, so these cards come more in handy and are less situational, but it's too situational in this deck. I would not recommend adding it, but if you want to test it out, I'm not saying it can't ever work. I'm just saying the chances of it working are very, very low, and she doesn't have a lot of draw power to get to these cards fast, so I'm just warning you guys. But you don't have to listen to me, you could do whatever you want. We got Fulfillment of the Contract to bring back your rituals. We got some anime cards. We got Prima Light. This helps you bring out Cyber Prima. We have ALLEGRO TOILE. This basically pops a back row when you normal summon. Angel Wing. If the equipped monster inflicts battle damage, you can inflict 300 points of damage, and then if this card is sent to the graveyard, it does 300. It's a pretty good card. It's okay. It could be a lot better though. We have White Blizzard. Basically does burn damage every time you kill something. White Knight Fort basically negates trap cards. Icicle Sacrifice makes a token. We got the anime effect of White Veil if you want to try that. And we got Pure Pupil. All the cards will be on the screen so you guys can read. I'm already running out of battery. We got the counter trap Pure Pupil, which kind of negates monster effects too, I think. But you have to control a monster with 1,000 or less on the field, so that's the one downside. That's why I didn't add it in the main deck, because it's a little too situational. It can happen with this. Actually, it does have some weak monsters, but yeah. And then we have Arrival Appears, and those are the cards right there. Also, there's some other cards that she has that I don't own or I can't find. So there's Big Bang Shot, there's Rare Gold Armor, there's Destructive Punch, Meteor Rain, and Synthetic Surfing. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. That's the side deck. That's pretty much the rest of the cards that she owns right there. She doesn't have that many cards. That's the thing. That's one of the weaknesses with her, is that she didn't have a lot of screen time in the show. So she didn't get a lot of new support. Obviously, Jaden got all the support because he was dueling 95% of the time. But Alexis definitely deserved more screen time. I would have loved to see more of her Cyber Angel plays, more support for her deck. I was glad when she got support for from the Duelist pack. I thought that was amazing. And I hope we get more in the future. We probably won't, but I hope that we do. But yeah, so that's it right there, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed Alexis Rhodes deck, or Asuka Tenjoin from Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, the anime, not the Arc 5 anime, but the GX anime. And yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys for watching. God bless you guys. Thank you guys for everything. See you guys in the next video. Gotcha.